لدنيا فاروق لألا أخ من غيا معروف بن جابيلون بايشلا لدنيا فاروق. That's the most important verse in Aladdin. It's a great movie, Aladdin, isn't it? Yeah, from a simpler time when we didn't have an irrational fear of flying Muslims. I lived in Australia for a while, shared a house in Australia with 15 Iraqi refugees, right? Nothing funny about that, just a living arrangement, right? Lovely guys, every one of them, right? But it didn't start out so lovely, because when I first got to this house to move in, I was met at the front door by a very angry-looking man. And he was angry-looking because everybody in the house was Iraqi and I wasn't. He'd no English, and apart from my opening line, I'd no Arabic, right? Didn't know what was going to happen. He just looked at me at the front door and he said, Ahmed, Iraq. I thought, that's aggressively put, Ahmed. Brian, Ireland. His face completely changed, right? He went from being angry to being positively over-fucking excited, right? He said, Ireland. IRA. This is the one reference point he had for Ireland, right? So I essentially became a stereotype in 30 seconds flat. I was like, absolutely, Ahmed. Up the IRA. Kill everybody. Or whatever. Yeah. I mean, my mother's English, you know, but cheap rent is cheap rent. I had to cut her loose. Right, so. He brought me into the house to meet the rest of the IRA sympathisers. 9 Mohammeds, 3 Ahmeds, 2 Alis, and one very unfortunately named chap called Jihad, right? Holy War, that's what this kid's name was, right? What would the Irish equivalent be? It'd be like calling your child Car Bomb or something, wouldn't it? Can you imagine walking down the street? How are you, Car Bomb? Sure, you know yourself, Brian. Explosive. Hey. Be absolutely ridiculous, wouldn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Lovely guy, Jihad, right? But he faced a lot of intolerance because of his name, right? A lot of intolerance in the world, isn't there? 7 of you think so? Very good. Yeah. A lot of intolerance in the world. A lot of intolerance towards gay people. That's a big one. Yeah. And gluten. Yeah. Scourge of wheat sweeping the globe. You got to watch out for that. Jihad was a lovely guy, right? Me and Jihad used to go drinking together quite a lot. We were around the same age, right? Loved pints, ate sausages and everything. The guy was a lunatic, right? Me and Jihad were in a nightclub one night, right? I lost him in the nightclub, right? A bit drunk, couldn't find him, lost him. I'm walking around the nightclub looking for him, and I came to the edge of the dance floor, and standing across the room, I saw him smile, you know? So I did what anybody would do. I called my friend, right? But as I did, there was a dip in the music, right? And an exceptionally white dance floor saw a heavily bearded man, dressed all in black, shouting, Jihad! To say they were shocked and horrified would be a bit of an understatement, right? But it took another twist because Jihad, on hearing his name so eloquently called from the far side of the dance floor, came sliding in like a deeply tanned Muslim John Travolta and went, Allah, Allah, la 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 lung, Allah, la 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 lung, 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 lung. What a joker. You wouldn't get away with it today, would you? Yeah, well, I might, because I'm white, but he'd be dead. A lot of racism in the world. Racism is a terrible thing. A lot of racism in the world. I think I like Ireland because Ireland's not as racist as other countries, and that's because Irish racists are lazy, to be honest. Right? Racism takes a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, a lot of meetups, a lot of weekends, a lot of rallies, a lot of DIY sign making. There's a lot to do if you want to be a good racist, right? Irish people pretend to be communal, but if you take the alcohol out of any situation, we're not fucking showing up. Do you know what I mean? It's just not happening, you know? America, they go all in on racism, don't they? All in the KKK. That's mad, isn't it? Grown men dressed in bedsheets pretending to be wizards. Couldn't work in Ireland, the KKK. Wouldn't work here. 2 reasons. 1, we're lazy. 2, the weather. You just end up with 40 fat men in a field having a wet t-shirt competition. Anyway. Arguing over whose job it was to keep the matches dry, you know? Some random woman called Mary hanging out a car window going, come on, Tommy, when's KKK finished? We're supposed to be having mammies for tea. Do you know what I mean? It'd lose all its edge, wouldn't it? It'd end up going the same way as the IRA, and they'd ruin it. You'd end up with the provisional KKK, real KKK. Can't believe it's not KKK. It just be absolutely ridiculous. We just need to learn to love each other and have a bit of crack, I think. You know, I discovered everybody wants to make fun of themselves and other people when I was on a minibus once in Thailand, right? I was on this minibus, got on, family of 4 on the minibus already. They were from the Middle East, right? I got on, they were speaking in English. I sat down, they started speaking in Arabic. Now, I don't care what the language is, right? French, German, Spanish, Italian, Japanese, it doesn't matter. If somebody changes language when you appear, you get a bit paranoid, don't you? So I'm sitting there, minding my own business. Father said something to the son. Son absolutely lost it laughing, couldn't control himself. I did that awkward thing you do where I went, ah, 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 ah. Not a clue what was going on, right? Then the daughter started laughing, the two of them were now laughing, right? I said, what is this about, right? Then the mother looked at them as much to say, I'm going to kill all of you if you don't stop causing a scene on this bus, right? I thought, what the hell is going on? And then the father gave me a look, another universal look. This is when I knew it was about me, because he looked at me like this. Thought this is definitely about me. Now, I'd lived with the Iraqis, right? So I had a small understanding of Arabic, and it took me a few minutes to figure it out, but I figured it out. What he said to his son was, Shuf shekel hel shab, nef sofi deish, which loosely translated means, the state of that guy. He thinks he's in ISIS. So I left my backpack on that bus. I travel a bit sometimes for gigs and things like that. And having a beard, right, I tend to get randomly selected at airports, right? Very random, 100% of the time, random. Right? It used to bother me, right? I used to let it annoy me, this whole random thing, right? But then I said, you know what? I'll have a laugh. So I have an airport joke. And everyone, if you don't have one, should have your own airport joke. Great for easing tension, right? Mine's very simple. My passport photograph, I don't have a beard. In real life, as you can see, bit of a beard, right? So when I hand in my passport at passport control and they open it, I say, I'm not a hipster, don't arrest me, right? They love it, right? But on this particular occasion, I was coming back to Dublin airport, I was really tired, I had a long flight, I was coming back from Pakistan or somewhere. And I'm queuing in passport control. Busy week in the media, a lot of bombings, a lot of shootings. Busy week in the Mujahideen calendar, right? Must have been in my head, because I got to the passport control desk, slid in my passport, he opened it, and I said, I'm not a terrorist. Don't arrest me. Now, in any other country in the world, I'd have been face down the tiles, dragged off, stripped down, lubed up, make up the rest yourself, right? But not in Ireland, not in the land of the lazy racist. He closed the passport, he slid it back to me with a quizzical eye, he just said, you're lucky I know the difference between a terrorist and a fucking idiot. I'm Brian Gallagher, thank you for your time.